Hey everybody, I'm Byron Gonzalez here at the Latin Hall. We got Paul Hernandez right there.
Hey.
Katzù Oso, man. How you doing? How you doing throughout this pandemic and 3 months indoors?
I mean, I'm good, a little upset with what's going on in the world right now, but other than that, like, I'm good. I'm okay.
Yeah, and I'm happy that you've been showing support. I don't know how your anxiety levels. I've seen you post that you've been going to protest. I don't know. My anxiety levels goes out when I even go out to the superstore. I don't know how you do it.
No, yeah, for sure. Or even just thinking about shit, like even sometimes when I start working on music, like right now it's hard to just get creative when all this shit's going on, and it's like subconsciously in the back of my head while I'm writing. So it's like, it makes me not it doesn't motivate me. I don't know. It makes me want to like step away and be like fucking triggered, mad at what's going on. Like,
yeah, and it's I really get empathetic for it too. I was listening to some protest songs and kind of getting emotional over it.
Dude, same. Yeah, man. What's up?
I think Ariana connected in for a little bit.
Oh yeah? Where is she at?
Just checking in. Oh hell no, I'm not showing my face.
Recording, so
show your face.
Recorded now. You're in the video.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, how have your thoughts changed, from this pandemic, from the start of it, from when we first got our order to stay home to in?
I mean, dude, when it first started, remember when it was like, okay, it's probably gonna lift like mid-April or something, and then it got pushed back more, and it just keeps getting pushed back to a point where like 2020 is almost over, It's
Yeah.
like, where is it going? And I don't know, man. It's crazy.
It's funny. The first time I ever heard about the coronavirus was through a meme. And
really?
Yeah, it's all these memes making fun of how it's like, the cerveza corona and
oh yeah, dude, I remember that. Remember that was a big thing for a while.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, this isn't that serious. I heard it from the meme, and then you hear it blow up everywhere else.
Yeah. I remember I heard about it while I was on tour with Miniature Tigers. I remember reading about it, and I was like, oh, it probably won't get over here, And now it's like everywhere. It's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, and so I see that you also gotten a little bit creative. You made a music video while you were in quarantine.
Oh yeah.
How did that come about? What was your idea behind that? You're like, can't let your creativity stop you, so you went ahead and did that.
Yeah, I hit up my friend Edgar Hernandez, and I told him like the vision of the music video, and he helped me put it together.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
So
dude, he's great. Have you heard his music?
Oh yeah, man, I play it all the time.
I love that guy, man. He's fucking awesome.
His latest EP, the Telecom Communicate. Oh my god.
So good. Yeah. Right. He reminds me of Neon Indian.
Yeah, and he gives me that deep vibe too.
So cool.
Yeah. And so let's see. I had some questions here. So how has your daily life changed because of the pandemic? Has it changed a lot? Because I know for me, the only thing that's changed is not going out to shows. Otherwise, I mostly stay at home.
Dude, I mean, I'm pretty much the same way. Like, typically, I'm always here working on music anyway. But I do miss like every weekend going out to shows. Like that was the best part about pre-corona life. Like just being able to just do whatever you want going out. But yeah, I'm still hanging in there. I feel like I'm trying to go out for walks more, going to the park more, just trying to go where it's not impacted with people and trying to just clear my mind. That honestly helps out a lot when it comes to writer's block or when I'm not feeling creative. Just go out for a walk.
Yeah, and now with the LA heat, it's kind of like, oh, you got to get outside. Sometimes it's cooler outside than your own house.
Oh, for sure, dude. And it feels nice being outside, even though there's a deadly pandemic going on.
And I'm sad too, because you had a lot of music planned. Out. Your last one was Secuestro al Corazón, and now you have so much other music. But in the wake of that, are you still creating music for future releases?
Yeah. Every day, like I'm working on new stuff. I'm working on remixes and helping out other friends with their music. So I'm trying to keep busy as much as possible, especially since I'm just home literally all the time now.
Yeah, and what challenges have you seen through, like you said, you help other friends with music? How does that go down in this virtual life?
We send like files, you know, they'll have like a demo and I'll like cook something up for them, or we'll just, yeah, just exchanging wave files.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Napster type
Yeah,
projects.
that's what you
Yeah,
got to do now.
yeah, seriously. And you've been doing a lot more Zooms and promoting
Hmm.
your music that way.
Yeah, totally. Actually, my EP was originally supposed to drop in like 3 days, but you know, I had to due to reasons I had to like move it back a bit.
Yeah, and what do you
Yeah.
think? I know since we had to move it up, can you give us like a sneak peek of what we can expect?
Damn. Not yet.
In your own, not audio wise, but in your own words of like.
Well, I feel like when it comes to my music, it's always like stories about, you know, certain events or just little love stories. And I feel like I was able to capture that on this EP as well. Hmm.
Nice. And are we gonna hear a new sound, kind of same kind of disco vibe that we got from Secuestro and Into Deep?
I wanted every song on this to kind of have a similar but different vibe. If that makes any sense. Like I didn't want it to just feel like one song. So I feel like every song feels different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And what was your mindset behind this? Is there like overall theme that you're trying to get across and try to get your listeners to kind of take away from your music for this EP?
I mean, it's all about like self-expression, you know? Like I've always been big on just telling it how it is, like not kind of changing it or sugarcoating anything, where it's like if this is what you're feeling, this is the story that you want to create into a song, then you know, by all means do it. And I feel like I was able to make every single song a story about something in my life. Yeah.
Oh, now I can only imagine the music that you're making now. It's going to be a lot more.
Yeah.
So, is there a song
Mhm.
about the pandemic that you're going to try to come up with, or something about the
I
internet?
feel like I'm constantly writing about like quarantine and being trapped and being stuck, you know, which is cool because I've always leaned towards love, you know, which I feel like right now is also something that we need. You know, there's just so much hate and craziness in the world that you gotta step back and just love, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are some other ways that you've been coping with this pandemic? What do you turn to? Is there any new music that you've been getting into? Have you been reading any books that you can
You know,
recommend?
I like I put away listening to records for a while. I have so many records and I haven't really listened to them for like 3 years or 4 years because I used to collect records, you know. And I feel like now with all this time, I was able to go back and like just redig some of these old records that I have.
Is there
And
anyone
yeah, I've just been listening to a lot of older music.
is there anyone in particular that you kind of like rekindled your love for and you're like, oh, I can't believe I haven't heard this in 3 years. Like, what's wrong with me?
Damn, there's so many, but I feel like I've gotten really into Roberto Carlos a lot more now because like, I've always been a fan of Roberto, but now like knowing that I have all these records of his, like I'm able to listen to every single one and really appreciate them all.
And
Yeah,
for those that don't know who Roberto Carlos is, who is he? Can you explain his
he's
sound?
a he's a Brazilian singer. Like he sings a lot of like ballads and romanticas, you know, and he has this song called Estás tan linda, and I believe that song, like my dad dedicated it to my mom while I was in her belly, like when
Uh,
she was pregnant. So I feel like now listening to it, it's just like it's one of my favorite songs ever written, you know. And I honestly want to cover it. I've been working on doing a little cover of it.
that's really cool. And I guess it
Yeah.
had some influence while she was pregnant with you, right?
For her, I mean, she tells me that that's the song he would play for her.
That's why you're so romantic as well.
Yeah, dude, I think so.
And so I feel like we're getting towards the end of the year. I'm really hoping that this pandemic or this stay-at-home order finishes really soon. Is there
Mhm.
something you're really looking forward to that isn't music related to doing when the stay-at-home order lifts, or when everything gets back to semi-normal?
Mm,
Any place you want to visit that you've been kind of
like I honestly just miss like going out to places with my girlfriend, like going to amusement parks and going to museums and going to like thrift stores. I feel like, I don't know, I want that to open up again, you know, because it's so much fun.
Yeah, I definitely want to go back to thrift shopping.
Dude, for real, seriously.
You know, it's like I used to do that almost every weekend, just buy one shirt here and there.
Yeah,
Because,
same here. Or even when you're just cruising around and you see a Goodwill and you're like, oh shit, like let me pull over real quick.
it's so funny too, because each little thrift store depends on the stuff in there depends on the area you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Totally.
you know, have you ever been to that Out of the Closet in Silver Lake? It's gone now,
Yeah.
but you used to find some really good stuff there because all the hits
Yeah.
were around there.
Totally, dude. Or even honestly, when I was on tour, like I would stop by at different Goodwills because they would always have fire jackets, everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah.
All my clothes are like from Goodwill.
Yeah, I feel it. Hell yeah.
So, is there anything that you've kind of learned throughout this process during the pandemic that you can take away and kind of, you know, give some words of advice to your listeners?
I feel like having a sense of hopefulness, you know, like yeah, we're in a dark time right now and it's pretty crazy, but you gotta let the light shine, you know. You gotta let it overpower the darkness or those boundaries that you have in your head. Like just, I don't know, you know, everything's gonna be okay at the end of the day. Like having that mindset. I feel like with everything going on, it could fuck with you mentally, you know, and
Yeah.
you can get into a really dark place, but you just can't. You have to have that self-discipline and that self-regulation to just know that everything's gonna be okay and be hopeful.
That's really nice. That's really
Yeah.
nice. And what are your thoughts on the LAMC this year? Is it your first time going? Is it your first time performing? I'm sure it's your
Yeah,
first time performing, right?
it's my first time. I was supposed to go to the physical one because isn't it like in New York, the
Yeah.
actual one?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
was
was
supposed
excited for it too at the beginning of the year.
I know, and I was excited for that, you know, like going out there. But yeah, I'm super stoked to be a part of it. Like it's a trip to be a part of something with so many other artists that I listen to, you know.
Yeah, and it sucks that we had to do it virtual instead of like, you know, actually
Yeah,
different stages and connecting
yeah,
face to face.
yeah.
How long is your set, by the way, today?
I'm not sure. I think I'm doing like 3 songs, so
Oh,
like 15 minutes.
you
Yeah,
can do acoustic, or is it gonna be?
yeah. It's a little acoustic.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Well, hey, thank you for taking your time. I really hope once everything is over, we can get you back in our studios here at the Latin Alternative.
Are you guys still doing that right now, or are you guys putting a hold completely?
Yeah, completely. We have no bands coming in, nothing. I'm only doing like IG lives and Zoom.
Okay,
Uh,
gotcha.
it's been crazy because I've been able to connect with bands from outside of state, outside of country.
Oh yeah.
Chile, Argentina, Guatemala.
Ooh, that's cool. Dude, the indie scene in Puerto Rico is really cool right now.
Yeah, yeah.
They have a lot of good music coming out of there.
Have you heard of Los Walters?
Dude, I love Los Walters. I remember they played right before me at Los Dells in Wisconsin.
Oh, really?
And that's when I first heard. It was the first time I heard them and everything, and I loved them after that.
Yeah,
Toca Madera is like my favorite song.
they're super sick. I think they
Toca
played.
Madera.
Oh, they played with Little Jesus before the pandemic. Literally.
Oh yeah, they're cool too. I like Little Jesus.
Yeah, I can't wait to start going back to those shows, man. And hopefully I see you there. Hopefully we'll connect, get you here in the studio so
Fuck yeah.
further promote your EP. I know we were talking about having you come in the around this timeline right now, and that
Yeah.
you know, like you said, we gotta hope.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, thanks for your time, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much.
I'm looking
For real.
forward to your performance later on. So I think
Thanks, brother. I'll see you later. Take care.
Bye.
Peace out, dude.